Cortez, some YouTuber, I guess, goes off on gaming grifters, yay, that's me, on DEI, who criticize DEI games. So, I haven't seen this yet. I am going to react to it. Now, this guy, I believe I'm blocked from this guy. If I'm remembering correctly, if this is the same Andy, I can't remember what it was, but he was so mad at me. He quote tweeted something I said or reply. I don't remember, but he said something, then blocked me after. It was hilarious. So apparently he's simping for DEI practices here, and he's going off on gaming grifters who criticize it, because apparently if you criticize DEI, you are a grifter, because there's no way anybody would actually criticize DEI. Everybody loves DEI. Everybody loves it when you hire people completely based on their skin color or gender or made up gender. Of course. Nobody would actually want people hired based on merit. Same with representation in games. Everybody loves to have a checklist and have a character inserted just for their skin color or queerness. That's it. We don't want organic characters. Who wants that? What a grift.
You fucking need DEI because you wouldn't have jobs if DEI didn't exist to complain about.
That's how are you? Tell this to a white man, who a lot of who you're attacking with this video is. Tell this to a white man. So you're saying a white man wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for DEI? Make it make sense. Okay.
You wouldn't be making money on YouTube if DEI didn't exist. So
how? How does that even make sense? Especially on YouTube, where people watch a video because the topic stands out to them, or they follow people because they like what they say, or there's something about them that they like to keep them coming around. All I know is, maybe speak for yourself, but I know on my list of YouTube subscriptions, I follow people I like. Either I find their content informative and I'm learning something from it. I follow like artist accounts because, hey, they draw well and I want to improve drawing. I don't really look at the skin color or the race, or I don't look at the race, the gender, the sexuality. I don't give a crap what they're doing in their private time. I don't look at this stuff when I subscribe to somebody who's going to teach me how to draw. I look if they're good at drawing and if they are good at teaching. Or with gamer YouTubers. I'm going to follow people if I think they're funny, or I like their personality, or if they make really good points about the games they're talking about. I don't care about all the other external factors. But go off, I guess.
you're really the ones that need it. Unless your game has only white dudes. If you have a woman, she better be fucking hot.
Yeah.
You know.
Whoa, shocker. We want characters that look good? No way! Dude, and also this applies to the male characters for the most part as well. If you look at popular video game characters, they typically are attractive. That's just how it is. They are, if you're playing a video game, you want to play as a character who's powerful, and making a character attractive makes them even more powerful. So that's usually the case. There are some exceptions, but not much.
Get an ugly woman out of my game.
Yes, I don't want to play as an ugly woman. I also don't want to play as an ugly man. Shocker, I want art to be aesthetically pleasing to the eye. This is one thing that these DEI activists don't understand is art. They don't get it at all. And that's one thing that's crazy to me, because even when I am breaking down, like when I have talked about Lara Croft and how Netflix made her look more masculine, or if I talk about even Master Chief and how they make him look more feminine, I use concepts that I've learned from artists. You will literally see, if you see an artist teaching you how to draw and they're like, oh, okay, if you want to make a character male, you make the jaw more prominent, you lower the jaw, you make the jaw longer, you make the jaw stronger, and you make the brow more prominent, and you typically will make the eyes a little smaller. There's certain details that you adjust and tweak to, that you can turn a female face into a male face and vice versa. Oh, if you're making a female character, put the jaw up, make the chin smaller. That's what they always say. So when I point these things out, the woke people, their brains break. They don't understand these concepts. What are you talking about? Because her chin is bigger, that makes her a man? That's crazy. It's just like you don't understand basic fundamentals of art, and that it's a deliberate, and that's the thing, is these artists who work at Netflix should have some sort of artistic training, whether they've learned from their own books or resources, or they're professionally taught, which a lot of them are. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly that they are making a character more androgynous. Same with the body. There are other fundamental concepts that go into that. So when I pointed that out with Master Chief's new armor and that Unreal Engine tech demo, I pointed out I pointed out artistically what they did to his body to make it more androgynous and more feminine. But of course, I got backlash from that, people who don't understand these things. All right, let's continue.
That lady better be super smoking hot. Yep. That's the way they think, right? Back in the day,
bro, that's the thing too, is look at a character like Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, the very first Horizon game. People pretty much universally were fine with this character and liked this character and how she looked. And granted, she was a pretty character, she was an attractive character, but she wasn't a runway model. She wasn't this is a girl who would be on magazine covers, who was super hot. Like, people still liked her character and they liked how her character looked. Granted, I like the concept arts of her that were more stylish and stylized and therefore more aesthetically beautiful to look at, but I still think Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn looked good. She looked cute. So no, not every character has to be a supermodel. I mean, that's fun to play as characters who look like they can be supermodels, but no, us grifter YouTubers are not saying every character has to look like a supermodel. Now, if they previously did and then they changed them, there's a problem with that. But yeah, we don't want ugly characters though. That's like, if you're gonna hang a picture on your wall, do you want to buy an ugly picture? Who wants that? Who wants ugly art? If you're gonna even photography, oh, here's a picture I'm gonna hang on my wall of a portrait that somebody took a picture of a person. If I'm gonna hang up a face of a person on my wall, I want it to be an aesthetically pretty looking face. I don't want an ugly picture on my wall. So if you're gonna be looking at a video game character for 20 hours, then yeah, you typically want that character to have an aesthetically pleasing look to them. Even if you look something cartoony like Super Mario, he may not look like a hunk, but he is drawn and modeled in a way to where he has a very aesthetically cool, or not necessarily cool, cute in this case. He looks cute. Looks like adorable, like a little, like you would say a puppy is cute, you know, something like that. So they still make the art aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So no, we don't want ugly characters. Come on. This is just basic fundamentals.
Development studios were primarily white dudes, and they didn't really think about diversity. And
No, they didn't have to think about it because it happened organically, and there are plenty of games that had diversity in them organically, and that are doing way better than what the games are now, that are making their checklist. Look at female characters that these white dudes made. And also, you're undervaluing the fact that there's a lot of Asian dudes who make games too in the East. But okay. But regardless, yeah, look at the most popular female characters of all time. They were made by white men or Asian men. All of these modern day current female characters that are ugly are not standing the test of time, and they're not going to go down in history in 20 and 30 years like Lara Croft. Now, are they?
And that's one thing, right? It was a lot rarer to find non-white dudes in game development. And as that...
Yes, because people were hiring based on... This was before the gaming industry was this super popular thing to get into. People were getting in there being underpaid, but they were in it for the love of the game. And hey, in America, predominantly people who play video games are white men, and especially people who play video games and had programming talents or artistic talents in America tend to be mostly white men. So when you have a demographic that largely consumes this content and largely has the skill base for it, that's who's gonna be working for them. I mean, dude, if Zimbabwe opened up a game development studio, they would have black men working there. It's a result of the region. So whenever you use DEI practices, you are skewing, you're hiring completely based on skin color or something. You're skewing the audience demographic, right? I don't care. And for the record, no, we don't care what the person looks like and what their skin color is or any of that. If they work at a studio, we care if they make good games, right? That's what we care about. Look at the Tomb Raider remasters that I go off about all the time and how great they are. They hired a bunch of super fans to make it. I don't know the race of all of them. I know one of them is Latino, and one of them is white, some sort of Ukrainian or Russian or something. And I don't even know who the rest, what their ethnicities are. I don't care. That was never even a thought in my mind. And some of them, I know at least one of them are gay. I don't care. I don't agree with that lifestyle, but I don't care as long as they're not shoehorning it in the game, which they didn't. I care that they make good games, and they did. That's what matters.
Changes, and as college and learning and all that stuff kind of becomes more ubiquitous.
College and learning, aka indoctrination camps, that's what a lot of it is. Let's be real.
And more available for everybody, more and more people from different walks of life want to get into game development.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
No, what really happened is more people wanted to get into game development because video games became more popular, and people who previously weren't even into video games when it was the uncool thing. You know, a lot of us got made fun of for playing video games growing up, but once it became the cool thing, then they wanted in on it. And they wanted to effectively ruin it at the same time because they weren't into video games for what we were into them for. They were fun. They were challenging. We got to really put in a lot of effort into something, and then there was a reward there after that. Well, people who aren't previously gamers wanted to go in there, and they wanted, I just want to look at these pretty pictures and these cinematics and all that, or not even pretty pictures, ugly pictures now. I just want to look at some cinematics in the story, but the gameplay can't be too hard, or because I got to be able to beat it, and I don't want to put in the effort that it takes to beat a game. So let's go ahead and add super easy modes and have characters tell you where to go and put shiny ledges and colorful paint everywhere to show you where to go. That's what gaming turned into, because it was reaching people who aren't actual gamers, and that's why a lot of these people are there.
Then
they're making the characters the people that they know, the things that they see,
and it's
just like the white people do.
Just like you put yourself into stories, right?
Yeah.
And I talked about that with Dragon Age Veilguard, how the game director Corinne Bush, she's a trans woman, and sometimes in games,
How they made everybody a troon in that game. How they made being a troon such a huge point in that game that it makes no sense. Oh, they're just putting themselves in it just like the white men did.
you just put in your own sort of experiences, and that's
Oh, it's okay when they do it, but you're mad when the white man does it. That's interesting. Also, these white dudes who are making characters were not doing self-inserts. The white dude made Lara Croft. That's not a self-insert. These white men were making characters that, even with the male characters, are you telling me these white men who made Sam Fisher looked like Sam Fisher? No. They were not inserting themselves into these games, but a lot of these people who work there now, these activists and gender ideologues, all of this stuff, they are inserting themselves into the games. That's why they even want to be there. And that's not a success when you just want to self-insert, right? And that's one reason why Dragon Age Veilguard has been failing so badly, is because nobody wants to play a game bombarded with troons and fake genders and all this stuff for the sake of their activism. It's just weird.
It's so natural to happen.
That's what art is.
It's nothing that's supposed to offend it.
No, that's the thing. Art is not inserting yourself in it. Like, seriously, dude. I just was looking at this artist on X yesterday who replied to one of my drawings, and I looked at his drawings, and he drew a lot of, like, alien-looking the humanoid-looking alien-type creatures that looked like something you would see from, like, a Destiny game or something like that. Or a game in space, like a Mass Effect or something. And he's clearly not inserting himself into these. There are a lot of, look at Artgerm. Artgerm is a really good character artist. He draws a lot of women. That is his specialty, is drawing pretty women. That doesn't look like him. J. Scott Campbell draws beautiful looking women. He's not a woman. So no, art is not inserting yourself into what you're making. Like, that's what a lot of these alphabet people are doing on Tumblr. Oh, let me draw this character that I like, but let me make them super gay when they're really not. Yeah, that's what they do. But no, typically, you're really talented artists. They are drawing things that they like to and enjoy to draw. They're not just inserting themselves into all of their work. That's not art, dude. That's just a bit of self-absorption there. If you've got to add yourself and everything, like, I get if you want to draw yourself, use it as your avatar, whatever, but to constantly be drawing yourself or projecting yourself onto the characters you're drawing, that's weird.
Anybody, it's supposed to be, hey, fucking walk around and look around. The world has everybody. Your game's having it shouldn't stop you from playing it.
Bro, have you played SSX Tricky and seen the SSX series in general, snowboarding game from back in the day, series of games back in general, and played that diverse cast that didn't have to have a DEI checklist? Have you played Vigilante 8? Bro, there's all kinds of games that had diversity in them organically. This is what these kind of people are. They're so disingenuous because their arguments against us who criticize DEI is that we only want games with hot white people in it and that's it. That is obviously not the case. We have played tons of games that have diverse casts of characters. Look at Street Fighter games, tons of fighting games in general. And it's like, we have played tons of these games and we have loved these characters. But that's because the characters were good and they weren't added in for some sort of stupid DEI reason. How many of us love anime? And anime is predominantly Japanese people. So, dude, get over yourself and stop with the lies. Disingenuous liars. They have to, just to fight against us, they have to make up fake narratives and they have to lie. Nothing that they just said made any sense. Oh, guys, guess what? They only hired white people before, but now education happened. So that what it almost sounds like is they're implying, oh, they only hired dumb white people before, but now because people have become educated, now they've hired a bunch of other people. Or don't try to pretend like that's organic when these DEI hiring practices. Also, it doesn't reflect society. It doesn't in America with Western studios. It doesn't. But bro, if they want to hire a black woman to work at a game studio, if she's a dadgum good artist, get her on the team. Let's go. I don't care what the person looks like or what they do in their personal time when they're making these games. I just want good games. I want to consume good art. I want to consume something fun. But that's the thing, is these people know. They know exactly what's going on, but they gaslight. That's all they do, is they gaslight. So, anyway, there you have it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the Thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you want me to read the Bible to you, you can check out my Bible channel at Bible Time with Melanie Mac. Thank you all again. I'll catch you next time. In the meantime, go boom.